welcome to this video where we're going to go on one of our exploring videos, see where the information takes us. Our previous discussion was comparing the Sumerian religion and the Greek religion. So were the gods that the Greeks were worshipping the same as the gods that the Sumerians were worshipping? I didn't really mean to click on it, but we did get some interesting comments from that video. So we're going to look at some of these comments. So the first one from Reddy Brown. Your work seems humble and genuine. It's appreciated. Could there be a connection between the Anunnaki and the sons of Anak mentioned in the scriptures? Okay, so thank you for that comment. It's a very good one. If you don't know anything about the Anunnaki, please watch this this video, or just try to learn a little bit about the Anunnaki, so it'll help for this video. But could they be the same as the sons of Anak mentioned in the Bible? And then we're going to use another comment as well. This one, a very good comment from Andy McCracken. I'm not going to read this one all out because it's quite long, and you can see it here. So you'll hopefully be able to read that. But Andy is also of the opinion that that these pagan religions or these pantheons could all be connected. Even connecting them with the Scandinavian, so the Norse religions and Indian mythologies. And Andy thinks it could be connected to the fallen angels mentioned in the Bible. So we're going to speak about the fallen angels mentioned in the Bible. And Andy tells us where we can learn more about this from the book of Enoch. But it does say that the Bible doesn't really explain this in great detail. It seems to mention the story of the fallen angels, but doesn't really explain it fully. So we'll speak about that as well. Saying that these angels called the Watchers. So for me, it looks like what Andy is saying, his perspective is that they're not really angels, but humans with advanced technology and long lifespans. So please let me know if that's correct, what I'm saying about your perspective. But let's look at these Bible verses so we can explore this. So the first book we're going to use is Numbers 13:33. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. So the Israelites saying that they considered themselves like grasshoppers compared to these giants. So there would have been huge giants, based on this description. Let's just try to get an idea of the time period. So if we go to the page on Anak, or the Anakim, these were the 12 spies sent out by Moses. So if we just think about some of our previous videos, we spoke about the Canaanites fleeing to North Africa, according to some of these inscriptions, fleeing from Joshua, son of Nun. But this is when Moses was still the leader, because we see Joshua is mentioned as one of these spies. So Joshua is not the leader yet, but one of these 12 spies. Just so we get an idea of the the point of the history of the Bible we're speaking about. But 10 of these spies were filled with terror. It was only Caleb and Joshua that had the faith not to be overwhelmed by these giants. But the Israelites connect them with the Nephilim. So who are the Nephilim? This is what Andy was speaking about with the fallen angels. So let's go to that Bible verse. So Genesis 6:4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. So what we have to say is, who are these giants, and what does it mean by the sons of God? When it says giants, are we really talking about huge giants, or is it just mighty men, men of renown? So there's two main theories about the sons of God. If we go to the page on the Nephilim, one that it's fallen angels, so the fallen ones, and the other one that it's the offspring of Seth and Cain, so descendants of Adam and Eve. So that would make them humans. That's what we were reading from, Andy's perspective. Could it be humans with very long lifespans? But let's go explore the theory that they could be fallen angels. And we do get some support for this in the Bible from the book of Jude. Now in the book of Jude 1:6 it says, "And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day." So Jude is referring to angels which kept not their first estate. So could that be connected with Genesis when it speaks about the sons of God coming in unto the daughters of men? Because Andy was referring to the book of Enoch, which speaks about fallen angels being called the watchers. So where they're supposed to be watching, but then they've left their first estate, and now they come down and come into the daughters of men to bear children, which became known as the giants or the Nephilim. So they wouldn't be human; they would be hybrids. They're angels, but they're intermarrying with the daughters of men, and then the giants would be like a hybrid offspring. So that would be considering the Nephilim as descendants of the fallen ones or the fallen angels. So then they wouldn't be human; they would be like a hybrid race. And then this would be pre-flood. So this is the pre-flood history. And so the Bible only gives us very brief account of these giants and doesn't elaborate more on that. I think that's what Andy was speaking about. But this, even though it's a very small account, actually could explain a lot, because the reason why the great flood, the flood of Noah had to come, was largely to do with the Nephilim and the giants. So please look into that if you don't know the Genesis story that well. But now, what we're speaking here with the sons of Anak in the time of Moses and the times of Joshua, this is after the flood, but it's been connected with the Nephilim. So these sons of Anak being connected with the Nephilim, so fallen angels or hybrids. So are the sons of Anak also a hybrid race? Okay, so now we've got a better idea about who the sons of Anak were. We also have to try to remember our original question. So are these sons of Anak connected with the Anunnaki, so the Sumerian gods? So we'll try to come back to that. So what I want to think about is, we have spoken about the Israelites and the scouts coming into the land of Canaan. So this is where the sons of Anak were. I want to think about some of these sons of Anak. So Sheshai, Ahiman, and Talmai. If we look at Sheshai first, it's interesting that there could be a connection with Sheshi. So if we go to this page, so a ruler of the areas of Egypt. So there could actually be a connection with the sons of Anak and Egypt, and there's a connection potentially with the Hyksos. So the Hyksos, kind of a mysterious dynasty of Egypt, and the Hyksos have been described, that they were Canaanites or Phoenicians, that they were Arabs. Or like even having a Hurrian element. So a bit of a mysterious group of people. We do have a video about that. It's called The Hittites in Africa. So please look for that one. I'll put that in the description below to see what we say about the Hyksos. But just interesting that the sons of Anak are being connected with this region of Egypt. So that was one of the sons. But it was the other one that really caught my eye, was Talmai, because this could be very interesting. So Talmai, we learn that this name could be associated with the Greek Ptolemy. So the Ptolemies. So this is very interesting, because so the Ptolemaic dynasty of Egypt. So the Macedonian Empire, that's the kind of period that we're talking about now. So remember we did that video speaking about Alexander coming to Egypt, being allowed to make sacrifices in Libya, declaring himself as the a son of Zeus Ammon. And he's doing that to show that he's a rightful ruler of Egypt, that he's also descended from these pharaohs. But this is, the Macedonian royalty. But notice how these names could be connected. So, remember we're talking about a son of Anak, which is being connected with the Nephilim, so could be the fallen angels or the giants. But this name Talmai is connected with the Ptolemies. So are the Ptolemies, or should I say, were the Ptolemies, this dynasty of Egypt, are they connected to the sons of Anak and the Nephilim? And remember we said we might come back to this detail, so we're really going on a deep dive in this video. But if you remember Macedon in the Greek mythology, the ancestor of the ancient Macedonians, the meaning of this could be the tall ones or highlanders. So what does it mean by the tall ones? Because this is the ancestor of the Macedonians, and now we're seeing this name Ptolemy being connected to Telme, so we're kind of working backwards now. And Telme, one of the sons of Anak, but the Israelites, they're saying that that these the descendants of Anak, connecting them with the Nephilim, so these giants. But could they even be, fallen angels? So like a hybrid race. So very interesting, and it's going to get more interesting because we're going to keep trying to follow this information. I want to go to this part here where it speaks about Telme, the father of Ma'aka, I don't know how you pronounce that, but describes Telme as the king of Geshur. Now, when I was thinking about this Geshur, I was remembering where I'd seen it before. So we did a video about Kish in Sumer, so the Sumerian city Kish, and we did a video, could it be connected with the biblical Cush? But I remember seeing on this page, so it's speaking about after the deluge, so the kings that ruled after the deluge, the first dynasty of Kish begins with Gushur. So this is actually now a person, a person called Gushur, but that name seems very similar to Geshur. So Geshur of the Bible. So now Geshur of the Bible is a territory, but could it actually have also been a person? Because the Sumerian king list is saying that there was a king of Kish called Gushur. So very interesting, because we're just going to explore the name and the person element first, because I was looking at these different possibilities here for this name, and I came across this page speaking about Gusur. Now this is a giant listed from among the Jotnar. So this is now the Scandinavian religion. So just to tie this back to how we started, remember how Andy was saying how these pantheons could all be connected, and he mentioned also the Scandinavian. And we're thinking about the Anunnaki and the sons of Anak. So the Anunnaki, the Sumerian gods, could they also be connected to the Greek pantheon, but also the Scandinavian? And going through all these details, it brought us to Geshur. Now this is actually a territory, but on this other page, for this dynasty of Kish, we have a Gushur. And when you explore that name, we get a giant. So that's also important, because we are thinking a lot in this video about giants. So it is a giant, but now this is the Scandinavian. So who is this Gusur? Could this giant Gusur be connected to Geshur? Geshur of Kish, but is it also connected to the territory? So let's think about the territory, because this could be important. Okay, I want to go down to this part here. Now, this is from the Amana letters. So let's just have a look at what that is. So the Amana letters, so these clay tablets from the Egyptian administration, so from Egypt. Now, I'm not going to read this out, but this paragraph could be very important. So if you can, please read this paragraph, because it will relate to what we spoke about in the previous video. So remember in the previous video how we spoke about Mesopotamia, we spoke about how the land of Sumer could be the same as the land of Shinar, but we were thinking about the region of the Sudan, so Egypt and Sudan. So please watch that, or yeah, hopefully you remember that, because just read this part and notice what it says. Yeah, if your device is too small, just we're on the page of the Amana Letters Wikipedia if you want to find it later. But this paragraph could be very very important. Maybe we can try to come back to that in another video, but I don't want to go off course too much. Okay, so let me just remind us what we were doing. So we're actually looking about the territory now, and it says that it could be identified with the land of Garu from these Amana letters. And it says, some scholars believe that this Garu is identical with the biblical Geshur. So I wanted to search for this Garu to find some places. Now, we do have some places like Romania and India. So this name could have been carried to many different regions. But I just noticed all these different ones here for Nigeria. And if you've been following the channel, then you know why it's kind of exciting when you see this, because we have lots of connections with Nigeria and also Pakistan and Ghana and Indonesia and Ethiopia. So I'm not ignoring these other ones like Indonesia. It's not about just choosing what you want. There's a reason why we focus in on Nigeria, so I'll try and explain that. So I found a map. This is a 1909 map, and we see here Garu. So it's on the map, so it must be quite significant, a place to be on the map. But now remember what they're saying. According to some scholars, Garu is identical with the biblical Geshur. But this Geshur, it's important for these biblical regions, the Holy Land, but also the land of Aram. So this could really support our theory for the land of Aram. And even more interesting could be this one in Ghana, because it's a district. So it's quite a significant region. So, can't we consider, if they're saying that Garu is identical with Geshur, could this be the Geshur district? And this is in Ghana. So this would be very important for, the theory for the land of Aram, or the land of Syria. Because, look at the region that we're looking at, Nigeria and Ghana. So very interesting this video to see where this information takes us. We're starting out with thinking about the Anunnaki, the Sumerian gods. Could they be the same as the sons of Anak from the Bible? And then we go through all this information, and then it brings us to Ghana, and Nigeria. So I hope you found this one interesting. We we need to think about how we're going to answer this question. Are the Sumerian gods connected with the sons of Anak, so the Anunnaki? So we did say that these pantheons could all be connected. So we do see the potential that it could be connected, because if the Anunnaki are connected to the Greek, and we think about that connection of the sons of Anak. So let's just do that one more time. So the sons of Anak, we focused in on this Tel-May, and Tel-May being connected to the Ptolemies. But we know this Macedonian royal line is being connected to Zeus. So Macedon, the son of Zeus. So the Macedonian royal line coming from the Greek god Zeus, and then we're finding this information, seeing how it does seem to be connected with all these different mythologies, even the Scandinavian potentially. So that I know we haven't spoken much about this actual, are they connected? But I think we can see the potential that these sons of Anak could be connected to the Anunnaki. So let me know if you agree that can be connected the way we did it in this video, or if you maybe have some different ideas, or maybe some things that I've missed. So very very interesting questions, very good questions. We'll see what happens after this video, the reaction to this one. At the moment, I'm not sure about the way going forwards, because I was thinking about, you know, taking a bit of a break and just thinking about, you know, the direction. So it's interesting that we get in this, the viewers kind of directing the course with these recent videos. So let's see the reaction to this one. Let me know what you think about this one. If you'd like to share what you've learned, or what you think about the Nephilim. You know, are they fallen angels, or are they humans? So there's really a lot of information in this video, and I think, you know, this bit of information here, I know it's not long, but I didn't want to go off course. We can maybe come back to this information. Yeah, okay, so that was a real deep dive. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.